What if I told you the Great Flood didn't wipe out everything? That something ancient, something terrifying, managed to return? Welcome to Thrive with Faith. Today begins part one of our brand new series, The Return of the Giants. If you think the flood ended the story of the Nephilim, you're in for a shocking discovery. 90% of believers have never heard this, but it's right there, hidden in the Bible. Let's unmask the mystery together. The Nephilim, before the flood, the Nephilim were not ordinary humans. Scripture tells us they were the offspring of fallen angels and human women, hybrids that corrupted God's creation. Genesis 6:4 says, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them." These beings were giants, warriors, feared and famous across the ancient world. Their evil was part of what brought God's judgment through the flood. Genesis 7:21 says, "Every living thing that moved on the land perished, birds, livestock, wild animals, all mankind. Only Noah, his family, and the animals on the ark survived." So the question is, how did the giants come back? Debunking popular theories. Theory 1, giants were on the ark. Some say one of the giants secretly boarded the ark, but Genesis 9:19 makes it clear. From these three sons of Noah came all the people who are now scattered across the earth. There were no stowaway giants. Theory 2, new fallen angels returned up. Another idea is that more angels fell after the flood and created more Nephilim, but ancient texts like the Book of Enoch say the watchers were judged harshly and bound for their rebellion. No second wave of angelic sin is recorded. Here's where things get fascinating. While Noah was righteous, his sons' wives may have carried dormant, recessive genetic material, traces of the Nephilim line from before the flood. These genes could have reawakened through their descendants, especially in the line of Ham. And no, Ham himself wasn't cursed. Genesis 9:25 clearly says, "Cursed be Canaan." Ham's son was cursed, not Ham. The Canaanites descended from Ham through Canaan, later filled the land of Canaan, a region swarming with giants and idolatry. Deuteronomy 9:2 describes them, a people great and tall, the sons of the Anakim, whom you know, and of whom you have heard it said, who can stand before the sons of Anak. God ordered Israel to destroy the Canaanite nations, not only because of their sin, but also to stop the rise of these corrupted bloodlines. Like how blue eyes can skip generations and reappear, the Nephilim gene gigantism could hide for centuries and resurface under the right conditions. In ancient times, close relative marriages made this even more likely. Fast forward to David and Goliath. Goliath was no fluke. He was a descendant of the Philistines who came from Ham's line. His size and strength point right back to the Nephilim gene pool. 1 Samuel 17:4 says, Goliath, whose height was 6 cubits and a span. That's over 9 feet tall. The most likely explanation isn't mythology, it's genetics. The Nephilim gene was passed down through Ham's descendants, especially Canaan. Giants didn't survive the flood on a boat, they survived in the blood. We're just getting started. This is part 1 of our Return of the Giants series, and in the next episode, we'll uncover a second, and even more mysterious, reason why giants returned after the flood. If this opened your eyes, help us spread the truth. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're on our journey to 50,000 faithful subscribers. Here on Thrive with Faith, we dive deep into the Bible, the Ethiopian scriptures, and the Apocrypha, uncovering what others won't. Check the description for supporting Bible verses and sources. And remember, truth thrives here. Vibes.